Okay, so it's review time again.
I've been with you for 4 years. Like, why would you not put me on your life insurance policy?
You're not my wife.
But that doesn't mean anything. I've been doing everything for you as if I am your wife. Like,
Okay, I understand that, but why would I put you on my life insurance policy? You
so
know.
who are you putting on there?
And I'm thinking I should start a little section called Shit That Still Blows My Mind. But let's get into it. Listen, these are just things that I find on the internet that just, even at my age, still blows my mind. And I've seen a lot. I've been all over the world. I've done well over half a freaking century. Female behavior, people behaving badly, still drives me insane. And because this channel is all about helping men and highlighting the things that men should be aware of, I got to bring you some of these. If I sound a little hoarse today, I'm recovering from a cold, so excuse me guys. But hey, content. I have to create content, right? Some of these were sent by you guys, my viewers, on Instagram. If you guys haven't signed up to the Instagram account, check it out. There's a lot more interaction. I can be a lot more personal on Instagram. So if you guys want to check me out on Instagram, go over there, sign up on the Instagram account. Okay? So, another thing, exciting, askanolderman.com is now live. Right now, we're going through a testing phase. A lot of amazing things up there. If you guys want to talk to me personally, you can book a session. I've made it very reasonable. I've actually worked with a few men, couples, quite a few individuals since I've been going through the testing phase. So by all means, go up there, book a session. And more importantly, for you guys that want to practice talking to women, if you need feedback on your techniques, your delivery, questions you ask women, etc., we're doing the first half an hour free for every single guy. Do it. There are 5 beautiful women up there that are helping me out on this project. You can go and talk to them. And of course, if you guys want to come back and keep talking to these ladies, listen, it is literally priced at the cost of going to a coffee shop on a date. The cheapest date you can imagine, next to taking a walk in the park. But even if you take a walk in the park, you know you got to buy a woman a drink at least, right? This is how I priced it. Seriously, I don't want to rip people off. I basically said, what would it cost you to take a woman to a coffee shop, buy 2 cups of coffee and a sandwich? It's actually less than that to talk to one of these ladies for half an hour and then get feedback on how you did. Think about it. If you actually went on a date right now and screwed it up, that woman will probably just ghost you. You will never know what you did wrong. So trust me, it's worth it. All that out of the way, let's get into the first video. This is the audacity of single women who are in relationships where the man don't want to marry her. This woman thinks that the man should put her on his $1 million life insurance. Let's take a listen.
I've been with you for 4 years. Like, why would you not put me on your life insurance policy?
You're not my wife.
But that doesn't mean anything. I've been doing everything for you as if I am your wife. Like,
Okay, I understand that, but why would I put you on my life insurance policy? You
so
know.
who are you putting on there?
My mom, my sister.
Your sister.
Yeah.
Like, come on, like, your sister haven't been around in 2 years, and you want to put her on.
It doesn't matter. She was here before you.
$1 million life insurance policy.
Yeah.
You put your sister. Okay, this don't even make no sense. Like,
So you gonna have my life insurance money, then you get with another guy,
It's all,
and you gonna spend it on
so
him?
what? I don't
What?
care. Like, it don't even matter at this point. Like, you should put me first in the first place.
Put
as
you
the
first before my
beneficiary.
kids?
Yes.
You tripping?
I'm really not. So what
You
you
are.
gonna do?
Keep everything the same with my life insurance
Nah, this
policy.
is what you're not gonna do. We're gonna switch.
I mean, I'll have my mom. I'll have my mom give you
We're
something.
gonna put me as your beneficiary, and that's that. End of discussion.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
Gentlemen, do not ever put a girlfriend on a life insurance or any financial instrument that you are involved with. None. I don't care how good the box is. The panani could have flowers growing out of it. Do not mix finances with someone you're not married to. That's all I have to say. Next video.
Well, Stephanie, I want to say something to your point because I appreciate you sharing. And like you brought up Kevin Samuels, right? A lot of women they were rejecting his methods and were rejecting, he said a lot of truth, but they were rejecting it because they've never heard a man speak like that before. It goes back to childhood. So I'm going to counter you a little bit, Lady Di, because I grew up with a lot of Kevin Samuels in my family. So I had men in my family. So I think very differently, you know what I mean? But it's because I grew up with those strong men in my family. So everything Kevin was saying is not new information. Even sometimes the way he said it wasn't even new, because men in my family talk like that. You know what I mean? So I'm used to hearing it. But then you have a lot of women who've never heard that from a man at all. They never heard that truth from a man because they didn't grow up with fathers, period. They didn't even grow up with uncles or anybody in their family that could remotely teach them, train them, guide them, anything. So it's like when they hear it for the first time, they just they don't know how to react, right? They don't know how to respond, like you were saying, Steph.
Here's the thing about Mr. Kevin Samuels. Him and I were the same age. When he passed, I think he was 53. I'm 57 right now. Just hit a birthday last month. I am literally in the same generation as him because we are literally cut off of the same black cloth. My father was a force of nature. This man never gave me a break. I had 7 jobs before I left high school. That's the kind of man that I'm talking about. I come from the Caribbean. Never smoked weed till I was 36. Why? Because he made sure that his son wasn't going to get involved with that shit. Point is, I get so many women who try that shaming language in my videos. Oh, you're trying to be a Kevin Samuels. I can't do anything else but be like Kevin Samuels. That's who I am. We grew up in the same era. We have the same mentality, the same thought process. We are taught by the same type of men. All of my influences are exactly what he grew up with. And we're now at that age where we don't bullshit. It's just the way it is. Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, brother. Next one. This is what I'm trying to help men with, to be men. I mean, look at the comments. I got to read some of the comments on this guy, Jonathan Majors. I mean, it's no joke that people just not feeling him. J. Holmes says, "Why, Ebony? Come on now. Such a handsome man. And then you throw a pink fluffy coat on him. I'm sick of this. Enough is enough. Not buying into this at all." And she's right. Women don't want this. These are black magazines that are pushing this agenda. I don't understand it. What are we trying to make black men look like? What advantage is there to making a black man look like half of a woman? I don't get it. I don't care if you woke liberal retards come to me with this whole idea as men should be comfortable. No. Men know that we're not supposed to be comfortable. That's the reality of life. You need men who can defend your ass and be able to pick up and destroy anything that comes to defend you. Not weak men. Not men portrayed as women. This is not what we want as men. That's just the way it is. Men just not being men anymore. Crying emoji. This is another woman who's complaining about this. And making men more feminine so that women feel that there's no worthy men out there. Yet all the good men are going overseas to try to find women. There is obviously an agenda to keep the sexes apart. And we have to identify that there's something wrong with this agenda. Kobe Lamar says, "They're always going to make our brothers look feminine." Sad face. KG Cuff. Why would you all have him pose like this? Exactly. As a photographer, why would you do this to the man? The boss man Trave. Respect to this brother. But this don't look sus to you at all? LOL. Yeah, of course it looks suspicious. And what's the worst thing a heterosexual man want to be called in the black community? Batman, gay. It's the worst freaking thing to be portrayed onto a black man. These come back from some deep slavery days, just so that you guys understand where I'm coming from. Okay, last one. Shock face from Soul Beautiful Ashley. Of all the photos you all could have made for the cover, there is definitely an agenda with our black men. And I don't like it. We love Jonathan Majors, but this is a no. So Obviously, the women don't like this. All right, I'm going to move on because this kind of irks me. This gets to me a little bit too much. Next video. There's this delusional woman. Just watch this video.
Your question. You're with a guy, right? You supported him. Relationship ended, right?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because I could support for so long,
Thank you.
but not forever.
I literally have said this and I'm going to say it again. Women are not good long-term supporters of men. They don't support anyone long-term except for their own children.
Would you do that as a
Women
man?
don't share their resources with men. Men are designed. See, here's the difference between men and women. When a man makes money, he says, awesome, I can have a family, I can have children, and a wife dependent upon me.
Okay.
When a woman makes money, she says, I'm independent of men. Very different. When a girl makes her own money, she says, fuck this, I don't need a man, I'm going to want a man. They want the top guy.
Yeah.
When a man makes money, he says, I'm more attractive to a majority of women, and I can have them depend on me for a family. So what I'm saying is this. Women are not good long-term provisioners for a family. It never works. You said it with your own words. You can't do it long-term, but a man will gladly do it long-term.
I can never.
And it's been that way. That's how society was
The thing-
built. You do realize the society that we're in right now
The thing
was
is-
built by men that went to work every day
Okay.
with a wife at home and two
Okay.
kids. The nuclear family is what built the society we're in nowadays. The answer is simply this. You will not support a man. I will, however, gladly support a woman. There's a difference. I'm willing to take on that leadership role. You're claiming you want the leadership role, but you're not willing to do what's required.
Not the leadership role.
So then how can you ask for equality when you don't want to? You can't have someone who's a leader who has more responsibility than you, then at the same time demand equality. That's ridiculous. That's like me fighting in the military saying, yo, Lieutenant, I want all your same authority, but I'm equal to you. No, that's not how it goes. There's a chain of command. And everything in life, there's a boss, there's an underboss, etc. That's how it goes. But we let women run around and say a bunch of like, I'm equal to you too, but I expect you to have all the responsibility. That doesn't go that way. That's not the way the world works. Someone has to be the leader. Someone has to have the responsibility. Your own answer killed it all. I am not going to support a man. Fantastic. Nor should you. You're a woman.
And this is what these women don't understand. Leaders lead all the time and they take responsibility. There's no way you can actually want to be a leader but not take responsibility. The delusion of how females think just drives me insane. And of course, I'm going to say some females, because all of them don't think like this. Even though I shouldn't even have to say some, I got to say some, because the internet goes nuts when I don't include those that don't think like that, even though I can only speak for the majority of people. That's it. The young generation just seem to have this idea that if we're not all included or all mentioned, that we're all going to be hurt. Some people are going to be hurt, and we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
How arrogant are you to think that you deserve to go through life with no one ever saying anything that you don't agree with or like? I want people to stop saying that joke's offensive.
Yeah.
I want them to start saying I found it offensive, because you've got to own the emotion, because that's all it is. You're just telling me how you feel about it.
Yeah.
There's nothing intrinsically offensive about this joke. It's trying to make I'm offended sound important.
Yeah.
It's no different to saying I've got a pain in my leg.
Yeah.
But I believe you.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to do with me. Yeah, but you shouldn't hurt people's feelings. Well, you can if their feelings are wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
if you don't like the facts, don't change the facts, change the feelings.
Yeah.
You don't have to pave the jungle.
Yeah.
You can just grow a pair and have a laugh about it.
It's the world we're living in. Next video.
You interested in me?
Oh, it gives me butterflies. I like talent, and I know you box, and because at the moment I'm studying dance science, which kind of coincides with sports science, I feel like I have like a deeper understanding between like what you do.
So you can dance?
Yeah.
Okay. Number one, you're honest with me, right?
Yeah.
Are you here because you're interested in me?
For sure.
100% sure. You wouldn't lie to me.
100%. I'm a bad liar.
Put your hand out. You're shaking. Calm down. Don't shake. Come here. Hold my hand. You know what? I'm so confident that it's you. Just, you know what to do right here. Renee, are you here for money or for love? If you're here for money, take the cash.
I'm here for money.
No way.
Listen, gentlemen, take my advice. Women are master deceivers. You can't come close. This woman played this poor dude like a fiddle. Understand one simple rule and play your life like this. When you get involved with a woman, married, etc., just realize that what you expose yourself to, be prepared to lose. And once you set your mind in that mentality, the pain of when it happens won't be as severe. I just want you guys to understand, especially as a man who's been married twice before, the woman you married 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago isn't going to be the woman that you're going to have on year 5, 6, 10, 20 years on. You hope that it don't change to the point where it become bad. But like Andrew Tate's going to say in this next video, you got to understand this simple principle.
Women are the most powerful force on the planet. You can ask billionaires whether they're having a good day or a bad day, and a lot of that will come down to not just the business, but a lot of it will come down to their relationship with their woman at the time, whether they've argued with their wife or not. They have massive impact on a man's life. And making sure you're around quality women who genuinely support you, genuinely love you, and genuinely care for you is extremely important. I think I've spoken about this before. I said it's a man's job to financially and physically protect a woman, but it's a woman's job to spiritually protect her man. And no matter how difficult life gets, if you have a woman who's by your side and you know truly loves you and truly wants the best for you, it gives you a source of power which you can't get from anywhere else in the universe.
Because it's true. Take it from me. I've been married 18 years now. And listen, don't stop looking for that woman until you find the type of woman Andrew Tate mentioned. You have time, okay? Most women don't. Don't rush into anything. Make sure you vet your woman as best as you can. They can't pretend over 6, 7 months. So make sure that you vet the woman and make sure that you do as best as you can. There is no 100% guaranteed with any human being, not only women, because I can tell the woman the same thing. But men tend to be more stable. The man that you discover in the first 6 months of your relationship will more than likely be the same type of man you have 10 years on. It's very difficult to say that about a woman. Because women are emotional creatures who derive and suck all of her influences from people around her. That's why you should keep them away from single friends when you're married. That's a whole other story, but you get my point. Next video.
Let you eat me out.
It's so many of these black videos where women are just shaking their ass. Every single black video is just a woman shaking her ass, dropping it. It's just a constant sexualization where a woman just, whether she's looking like a stripper or a 304, it has become boring to most men. Most men just don't find it appealing. And I'm talking about men of value, men who have a purpose, men who see beyond the sexuality. Sure, we can look at these videos and all we you might as well be looking at porn. But does that make a woman a wife? No. You know, the other day I picked up my girls from school. They got in the car. And immediately I realized that the Watermelon song was on. Now I have teenage girls, right? Watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high. They know exactly what watermelon is. They know exactly what the song is. So I got to sit there and listen to this as a father with my daughters in the car. Then, right after that, what was that song? I look better with nothing on. Came on. I can't remember the name of the song. I'll put it up here when I'm editing. But this song came on, and it was another way to sexualize woman. All I saw in this one moment was, here I am as a father, seeing my daughters, my teenage daughters, who are in their most influential years, being subliminally absorbed into this sexualized world. And it was at that moment, once again, it made me feel good to be living in Dubai. To be living in a society where it is not overly sexualized. Everything is covert, underground. Nothing is in the open. You can't dress provocatively and walk around in the streets. You can't do any of that stuff. Everything is quiet. So my daughters aren't subjected to this constantly. But unfortunately, it seeps into the movies, it seeps into TV, it seeps into the music. because a lot of music isn't censored here. So we get a lot of hardcore music being played on radio, and this is what I'm talking about. As long as there's sexual innuendos, it's played. But a lot of these teenagers, they know what it means, and then they're constantly being bombarded by it. I really feel sorry for Western women, because on one hand they want to complain about, oh, I don't want to be sexualized and be made to look like a sexual object. Yet every single thing around them is constantly bombarding them on how well their sexual prowess should be in order to manipulate men. Tell me how that makes sense. And then when men sexualize them, they complain. Make that make sense. Anyway, guys, that is my review. I'm going to try to do a review once a week. I just felt that there's certain things that should be highlighted from a male perspective, and to also help you guys to think with a little bit more depth and see where the problems are in our society. All right, so let me know what you guys think. Of course, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And of course, go and log on to askanolderman.com. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.